My boyfriend is a married man. Yes, I am the side chick and I'm not ashamed to say so. He is married with 2 kids. His wife is hippier and bustier than I am. The truth is, she is more beautiful than I am when you put into consideration the fact that she already bore 3 children for him while I haven't carried any pregnancy to term yet. I don't even know what he saw in me except the fact that I use makeup a lot to enhance my beauty and I dress as provocative as freedom of expression permits me here in the US. And I try to be as wild as possible in the inner room just to fulfill his secret fantasies. God knows, as soon as he marries me, I will slow down in the other room activities. I cannot come and kill myself for anybody. I've been suspecting this guy is attracted to me because of the juju I came back to the States with. But first of all, his name is Emeka. Not his real name though. I hope you don't expect me to give you his real name. I won't. Not just because I want to keep this private, but because I don't want people to connect the dots and start hassling us. I don't want any external influence to put sand inside my garri. So the last time I went home, after explaining my situation to my mom, she took me to a native doctor who gave me some concoctions to keep at specific location in my home. One should be inside a flower pot kept very close to the footmat on the entrance to my house or inside the door to my apartment. The next should be in a vase containing fruits on my dining table, and the last should be under my bed. Then she gave me 2 beads that are still on my waist till date. Soon after, I met this my married boyfriend, or should I call him sugar daddy? Well, I won't call him sugar daddy because he doesn't really spend that much on me as a sugar daddy should. You know how US economy makes every middle class man stingy when compared to how men spend on their women back home. But he tries though. He really makes huge efforts to cater to my demands. Sometimes I wonder how he explains all he spends on me to his wife. Why I even wonder? His wife dumb like Dumby. The sun rises and sets in the person of her husband. If you see the way this woman looks at him in public, you won't need a soothsayer to tell you that every word that comes out of the man's mouth, his wife swallows line, hook, and sinker. But in this case, it doesn't need to put more efforts in the convincing because my demands are not really that killing, knowing fully well we are getting married one day soon. He keeps telling me he loves me. His desire is to divorce his wife, make us public, and then marry me because no one understands him like I do. That he is most at peace when he is with me. But he cannot because that will mean he will lose everything he has worked for all these years to his wife plus child support. I've told him I don't care about the child support. In fact, I will support him financially there if need be. He can leave the house for her and start all over with me. I earn good money. With time, we will recover all he has lost to his wife, including more children. But he's refusing. He doesn't want his wife to know he is cheating. I quite understand his point because infidelity will mess up the whole court case. But that's secondary. Recently, I began to notice that he is so scared of hurting his wife. I've spoken to my mom several times to go back to the native doctor whom I suspect his juju helped me get this man to give her a stronger juju that will tie him to me forever. One that will make him so in love with me that he will be willing to do anything just to be with me, just to claim me publicly as his own. Several packages from the native doctor has come to me through trusted friends who visited home, and I've done all I was asked to do carefully and thoroughly, kept the conditions which I confirmed while on call with the native doctor, but nothing is working. There was no improvement at all. I've gotten 3 different packages over the last 1 year, and none is working. I've even begged my mom to find another stronger native doctor that can solve my problem, no matter the amount. I don't care about the amount as long as I will see results. Chisa, why I came to you is because I am desperate. I will go to anywhere for solution. Recently, I'm noticing a change in him. We no longer meet as often as we used to meet. He is now full of excuses. Any little time we spend together, he uses half of it to lament about the pain he will cause his wife if she finds out he has been cheating on her for a long time. How good she is, how much she sacrificed for him, how she stood by him when he had nothing, how she took an unbelievably huge amount of money from her parents and gave it all to him without her parents knowing till death. He has been turning our time together to a pity party and it disgusts me. He's just such a messy crybaby and he lacks wisdom. He's not smart at all. If not, why would a grown-up man cry about the goodness of his wife on the shoulder of his mistress? Did he forget we are rivals? Did he forget we should be sworn enemies? Do I need to remind him that the more he praises her, the more I hate her? Do I need to remind him that he is making matters worse? That if not that I'm a good person, he definitely is putting his wife's life at risk. That if not that we are here, had it be we are back home, nothing for make me let such a woman live because she would take away my peace of mind, just as she is doing now. Had it been we are back home, I am very, very, very sure that even after my man divorces her, sends her and the kids packing and marries me, he will still secretly be seeking her out. That is how deeply this evil woman has burrowed her way into my man's heart and soul. The only good thing about her is the fact that I know very, very well that she would divorce him and live with her kids than be in a polygamous marriage. Christian religion has so brainwashed her that the only thing remaining for her to do is to start telling the whole world with a microphone that Jesus Christ is her twin brother. So no, she wouldn't want to share. It would be too much of a sin for her poor heart to carry. And I love her for this singular reason. Now I ask you, sir, why is he being selfish now? Have I not sacrificed for him too? Have I not given him my years of youth, my time, my resources, my love? Have I not promised to rebuild with him, give him more children, grow with him? I earn good money for goodness sake. Why is he not saying that? I am fresh and younger. Breasts are still standing. My V is still tight and definitely tighter than his wife's, who has pushed 3 babies out of hers. What does this man want that I've not done for or given to him? There is no adult movie I've not watched, no intimacy fantasy I've not researched and brought to our bed so that this man will forget his wife from me. I know my Juju brought him to me. My Juju is keeping him tied to me. But the Bible said, faith without work is dead. That is why I work hard to keep him tied to me. Every day I am competing with his blind and foolish wife, who is so ignorant to the fact that she has a strong competitor. And that pisses me off the more. Once in a while, we meet on social functions, and anytime I see her, I have this strong urge to squeeze her neck so tight and watch as blood drains from her face and life leaves her eyes. Watching her smiling like all is well with her life and home, parading her ugly-looking children like they are the best thing in the world, and looking at her husband, my man, my own man, like her world begins and ends with him, always fills me with so much hatred for her that I wish we were back home. Dear, I can easily eliminate her and get away with it. Sometimes when I get home from these social events, I console and compensate myself by daydreaming of different ways of deleting this obstacle from my life and that of my man. I could pay assassins to delete her while pretending to be robbers. I could pay her house help huge amounts of money, an amount that can wipe away her conscience, to poison her. I could plan her kidnap, show her myself, and reveal everything going on between her beloved husband and I before deleting her myself. It is so sweet imagining how heartbroken and devastated she would be. How her face will morph from unbelievable sadness to pain, to disappointment, to fear, and then the pleas and the groveling. How she would beg me to take my man and spare her life because of her children, as if she has the right to give him to me. He has been mine for a very long time and will continue to be mine. I couldn't help smiling, imagining her inspiration when she realizes she is not going to live there alive, but in a body bag as at when found. She will not be seeing her children again, or her dearest, dearest cheating husband. That this is really where her life will end. But before I give her the relief of death, I was spicing it up by telling her it was actually a plan between her husband and I to delete her this way. Yes, that should be the last blow. While tears of shattered hearts cascade down her cheeks, I will grant her peace in a very fast way, which is with a bullet to the head, of course. I dislike this woman so much that I would have loved using a knife and prolonging her suffering. But I hate making a mess. Violent things disgust me. That is why I hate horror movies. Not because they scare me, no. Quite the opposite. They will always be my favorites. But I don't watch those that are full of gore. Now you understand why I can't prolong her suffering. So disappointing, is it not? Well, I will go with what I can't stand. My next step is to go and sympathize with my man. He would have been heartbroken. I love him so much that I can't bear to see him in pain. She is his wife after all. The best I can do for him as his soulmate is to be with him in the time that he would be grieving. And that I would do selflessly. I would cry with him. I would hold his hand. I would run around with him, give him tips on how to find her, and direct him to the best mortuary that would take good care of her body when it is finally found. I will console him in and out of the bedroom. When he needs a shoulder to cry on, in secret, I will be there. When he needs someone to go on an errand for, I will be there. And when he needs a soft body to sink into, my legs will be wide open for him. He can vent all his frustrations and pain on me, and I would take them all without a single complaint. You know why? Because I love him. I love this man so much that it hurts. Jessa, do you know I've forgotten I was writing to you? I thought I was living these dreams. Funny, isn't it? How my hatred for this woman can give me these vivid imaginations. You may call me Joseph the Dreamer, no problem. I accept. That is what love has turned me into. Anyway, I'm definitely not in Nigeria, so of course the dream will come to an end. But this kind of daydreaming always comes with a happy ending for me. Is it not weird that me imagining this woman's death always turned me on so much that I always end it with my pink toy? Well, I apologize for digressing. Now, back to why I was writing to you. As I can't delete his wife here without being caught and sent to prison, and all the juju sent to me from home is not working, combined with the fact that it seems he is having a rethink about us, I don't know what to do. I can't lose him, Chisa. I can't just lose this guy. I don't know if the juju is working on making me love him more instead of the other way around, or that it isn't just working at all. My mom said maybe the ocean the juju crossed to get to the US spoils its potency before it gets to me. But this is flight now, which is thousands of miles above sea level, not by ship. So waiting concern playing in the sky with the ocean and my juju. Okay, in order to be extra careful, the most recent package was wrapped in so many layers that it is impossible for air to penetrate and get to my stuff. And it's from a new native doctor, and I spent a huge amount of money on it. Still, there is no change in him at all. In fact, it is getting worse. Can you imagine? A few days ago, he went limp on top of me when we were almost at the peak of the moment. Before I could say anything, he started crying. I was so ashamed of him at that moment. If not that I've invested so much in him, the least I could have done was send him out of my house butt naked with his clothes in his hands. Now you see why I can't forgive his wife for turning him into a wimp. It is because of her he has become indecisive. It is because of her the other day he hinted that he is afraid I might hurt his family. It is because of her he doesn't trust me anymore. And it is because of her I am insecure right now. I am no longer sure whether he loves me or not. I have doubts that wants to scatter my brain. Is he playing with me? Has he been toying with me all this while? Was I just a distraction? Has he been using me to scratch an itch whenever he needed to because I was available all this while? Now I'm getting frustrated with myself because I am remembering red flags I took for granted. But it wasn't my fault. He made me believe him. He deceived me. Is it because I desperately wanted my own husband? I have a lot of friends who are mistresses to married men. They are all okay. But my own case seemed to be different. I really need help. The native doctor suggested that the best solution is for me to come home with him. That as soon as his leg touches the soil in Nigeria, the juju's power will be activated immediately in him and all my problems will be solved. He will be mine, body, mind, and spirit. See, I can afford to come back home, but when I suggested to him that we go on a secret vacation to Nigeria, he freaked out. He was vehemently against it. He wasn't even worried about the money, but very scared of his wife. He claimed he cannot tell his wife a convincing lie for such a travel. So what do you advise I do? I don't want to place all the options I have before you so that you can pick one from me. I just want a genuine and unbiased opinion from you. But whatever you are going to tell me, bear in mind that I can't, don't want to, and won't believe in him. He is mine and should be mine alone. His wife and kids are just secondary consideration. I must have him. I must have him. I must have him or no one else will. I must have him or I will do something I will regret. I'm telling you, I will. Guys, that is where her letter ended. Now I ask, what do you think about this woman and her state of mind? What advice will you give such a person? Please let me hear what you think in the comment section. And don't go without hitting that subscribe button. Press the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. Thank you and do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.